which I'm so glad that I chose, and sat down. The butterflies in my stomach were jumping around like crazy. I was so nervous, and after a few lessons, school started, and I had the same feeling. We played song numbers 1 through 5 in our Standard of Excellence book that were only 5 or so measures long. Then we started to advance, and we went on pages 7 through 12, and before you knew it, Mrs. Ron was handing us our songs for the December concert. The feeling of summer band camp was haunting me again. Soon I realized it wasn't so bad. After a few weeks then, I wasn't embarrassed to play in front of my family. I could play, and my parents would help me with the tempo. Now today, beginner band has shot up to brand new heights, with how we are polishing our songs and how we are working together to create a piece so challenging that the audience would be stunned. We want to make this memorable. I can think back to the time when I was barely making a toot out of the thing, and now I'm tuning it. I've gotten better at posture, tonguing, making the right sounds, and tuning. We all worked hard to achieve our goals that we set that we didn't even think were possible. Thank you, Mrs. Ron, for pushing us to being our best. How do you fix a broken brass instrument? You use a tube of glue. Thank you and enjoy.
The first week of school was so hard, confusing, and difficult, but band seemed to be my safe place and the place that I could have fun and do what I really love. One memory is when I learned my first note. I made so many squeaks that I lost track of how many I had made. and some sounds were so unpleasant and so weird that I cannot even explain them in words. I often got frustrated because some kids would catch up more quickly. I felt like I was falling behind, but I really wasn't. Soon I was able to rock the notes, and I grew every day. Band class is so fun, and I'm glad I chose the clarinet. Thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoy. The first day of band was crazy. Nobody really knew how to play their instruments they had chosen. There were squeaks, screeches, and fart noises. People covered their ears, but to see how much we've grown is incredible. When we get to the best of our abilities, we can accomplish a lot. We have been working very hard on the songs we will play tonight. We love them, and we hope you love them too.
I started off not even being able to hold 3 notes in a row. Then when I went to set down my trombone, it fell down over. Then I set it back up and it fell over and over again. Then when I tried to play super low notes like A or B flat, they came out too high. I was about to give up till Miss Ron showed me a new technique. It helped me be successful in band. It was also weird being the only girl in a group of boys. But the boys are all right, I guess. But When we all work together, we have a full trombone sound, instead of me at the beginning when I was as quiet as a mouse. Sometimes in the first week, I wondered if me and the trombone were meant to be. I was trying to figure out if I should have took a clarinet or a flute. But in the first week, I figured out my instrument when I made my first connection with my beautiful trombone. Me and her would dance the night away when I took her home, and that made me confident to play in big groups like you today. Thank you.
Band, the place you want to be when you want to learn in a fun environment, when you want to do an activity with friends, when you need to play some neat tunes, or when you're bored and you need something to do, just take out that instrument and get jamming. That and so much more is what band is to me and everybody else here. But the way we feel about band had to start somewhere. I cannot speak for everyone else, but I believe that the most excitement started when everyone chose their instrument. I know myself, when I chose my instrument, I immediately began thinking about what I would do first. Would I learn extra notes and play one of my favorite songs, or would I wait for band to start? I'm sure that a few other people were thinking that too. All of this excitement started building up, and by the time everyone got to band, I'm sure that everyone could not have been more excited, which is the total opposite of my reaction to broccoli. So when Miss Ron saw how excited we were to begin in band, she saw potential. She took her vision and began to train us for music. She began with the beginning things, which is a good start for beginners, like the basic 3 notes on the staff. Then she got us into tempo, dynamics, new notes, and so much more things to make us better. The bonus is we make friends, learn, and have fun in band. We are now confident in our skills thanks to Miss Ron. Miss Ron took her vision and made it true. So with that and a lot of hard work and even more fun, you can make a group of people even as amazing as this one. Hashtag band is the bomb. Old quote is, you know what music is? God's little reminder that there's something else besides us in this universe. Harmonic connection between all living beings. All living beings everywhere, even in the stars. Robin Williams.
So this next group that's out here, as these kids get into 7th and 8th grade, there's a few more opportunities that open up. We have jazz band, we have what's called a modern band, which if you stick around for the next concert, you'll get to see some of the modern band. And pep band. Our pep band is actually going to get to play for a herd basketball game with the high school kids. We're going to do it together as a bonding experience in February. So these kids took a break from learning pep band music to learn a couple of carols that they'd like to play for you. Susie is actually going to read this for somebody else. You'll notice that she talks about a different instrument than she's playing.
I am not going to be good at this. I hardly can read notes, and I can hardly make a good sound, I thought before I started working with others. When I first started playing my instrument on the first day of band, I squeaked, and I swear that noise is one of the worst sounds in the world. I remember being so proud when I finally made a noise that was not a squeak. When we had to try instruments out for band, I remember trying the clarinet because it was like a recorder. Once I started playing, I soon realized that they were not as similar as I first thought. Over the time of working with my friends and Miss Ron, I feel like I have grown tremendously. I can finally play with a nice full sound and read notes better than I could before. I think that I chose the right instrument for myself. When I started band, I was not that interested. I just wanted to try it. Continuing to play and persevering through the hard times and celebrating the good times, I know that I want to continue playing in band and continue working on getting better. I learned just from a couple months of band that if you have faith and trust in yourself, your teachers, and friends, you can accomplish a lot. By Peyton O'Connell.
We have one more song for you. We are so thankful that you are here, and I'm so thankful for these kids that are on the stage. These are truly some of the hardest working and the sweetest kids I've ever worked with. So thank you for a great first semester, and I can't wait to keep working with you guys. And thank you, Mom and Dads. I can't tell you the number of you who had emergency trips to Hyde within the last few hours to get instruments fixed, and it's worth it when you see the joy on their faces and the hard work they put into it, and we couldn't do it without you. There's a lot of thank yous in the back of the program, but I do want to mention Mr. Phillips and our sound crew out there, so if you'd give them a hand for us. Our middle school staff is absolutely amazing, and as well as the music department staff. My colleagues, I learn from them every day, and I'm so grateful for them. As we close here, and I can't wait for this last song, I do just want to remind you that we do have free will offerings at the end, so if you feel like putting a little something into the baskets, we've got some kids out there for you. Regardless, we are so thankful you're here. We hope you have a really wonderful and special holiday season.